Um, and first and foremost, before I start, welcome everyone to this beautiful sisterhood that we have created out here called the Real Women Global Community. I'm Raji Aya, one of the core members, and we're very, very happy to welcome you to the Knowledge Series. I see we've got a lot of new faces today, and welcome to, like I said, to this group wherein we are going to be enhancing each other, we're going to work on each other, we're going to empower each other. And before I start, wishing you all a absolutely blessed and a positive 2025. And however 2024 was, let it go, learn from it, and keep moving. So TRWGC has a pan-India presence, and that's what keeps us different from many of the other women network groups. We are based out of these few cities, and we've got people sitting in other smaller cities connected to these big cities as well. Like we have people from Aurangabad as well. We have got people from other smaller towns closer to the bigger towns. And welcome to each one of you here. The diverse area of expertise that we carry out here as a team is like we are from education, we are from environmental sustainability, we are from project management, we are into design and engineering, we are also architects, we also manufacture. So we've got a few of us who manufacture formwork, we are and furniture, we are into digital transformation. So we are a combination, and in fact we are a force to reckon with. We can make our own all women team as well, and that is what we're working towards. So the vision and mission for our community is to encourage and empower and enrich women in construction and allied industries. So we're very, very specific about our market. We are in the construction and allied industries because this is an industry where we feel that we need all the support and all the help so we can encourage other women to join us as well. And we can make a big impact and change. Our mission is, of course, to promote higher engagement of women in construction. So the objectives that we work towards, all of us in this group, not just the core members, all of us and each one of us, is of course for learning and development to keep sharing information. This is all for the new people. We keep sharing information of any new things that we see, any tenders that we think you all should want to apply as well, any latest information that we get from the markets. We also like to create opportunities. We are constantly co-working with each other. We are collaborating with each other. We're trying to get opportunities. There have been times where people have been putting, look, my pipeline is drying up. Does anyone have any connect for us? Anyone can help me out. So we also mentor any of the youngsters who need mentoring from any of us. Please let us know, very open to talk. And these knowledge sessions are part of the mentoring session, and we'll be having a formal mentoring session too soon. We, like I said, I also mentioned about collaborating, executing. But when I said creating opportunities, it's like when we go for a meeting and we feel, oh, there could be an opportunity for somebody else in our group, we also put in their name onto the projects. And we love to celebrate and recognize because I think we inspire each other. So if you have any recognition, anything that you think that we should know, please let us know. We would love to celebrate with you. So some of the values that we stand for are sharing, commitment, integrity, respect, encouragement, and collaboration. We also believe in positivity. I don't think there's any scope for anybody feeling any insecure with anyone. We are all here to just help each one grow up. So we are the core team members who are making it happen. And we also will be having a few more, we have rather a few more who have joined us to help us because we have a huge event coming up in March, which is our annual event as well. So you can see all our faces out here. If you need any help from any one of us, please do reach out to us. If you want to discuss anything, you have any brilliant ideas you want us to showcase, you have anybody you feel should be speaking to all of us on the monthly meets, please reach out to me. I'm in charge of that, me or Amita. Please reach out to us if you think that there are some site visits that we can do, that there are certain places that we should visit, maybe factory visits, any other project visits, or any facilities that you think that we all should know and they're doing something new. If you have any new products also, please reach out to us. Any one of us is fine. We will just put it onto the group. So whoever you're comfortable with, please reach out to us and we'll see to it that all this information can be shared with each one of you. Some of the knowledge sessions that we've done to date, we are very, very proud of this. And, I'm part of few other network groups as well, and I can see the difference between us and them. We have been very, very consistent in the knowledge sessions we've been giving out, and pretty much we have a monthly session. I think out of the 12 months, at least 11, because March is normally spent an annual day. But we have been consistently pushing out knowledge sessions as well as having people, inviting people to talk to us. So some of the interesting ones that we had were on LinkedIn. We had ChatGPT. Amrit came in about 2 years, 1.5 years ago to talk about ChatGPT. We had people talking about skincare. We even had makeup sessions. So it was not all serious, serious. We had fun sessions also. We had somebody talk about jewelry, what kind of blouse shape and the neck cut and what jewelry, how to dress down, dress up. We had on net zero. We had money matters. We had Alpa coming and telling us how we should invest. We also did a few workshops on microgreen. We had somebody talking about HR related problems we all were facing, how to retain staff. We did new building products. We showcased some of the digital innovation. And last month, we had Meeta talk about emotional regulation because being women, I guess we all have hormonal changes and we have ups and downs happening in our life. And unfortunately, women tend to multitask. So all the more reason that we need to know how to emotionally, regulate our thoughts as well and not get affected and not affect others, and just focus on the task as such and remove all that emotional cover that is on the task, keep it aside and just focus on the task and take it as a task to be done. So these are some of the things we've had. Last previous industrial visit was to the Arc. Archana, our member, took us to the project that she has designed, which is one of the world's largest rooftop garden. It's in Pune, and we had a really awesome time visiting this project and understanding all the nuances of the project, the construction techniques, as well as getting to know each other. She was a speaker for the last month that I was talking about. Amita and her team also had the She Leads, which is again an initiative wherein we like to bring women in this industry who want to talk or share about what they do. And it's more about their personality traits. It's more about learning from the person inside, not just about the business. But what do they stand for, and whether those some qualities can be taken up by us as well. Last time it was about the stalwarts in MEP, and Sheetal moderated the panel as well, and they discussed about some of the things in MEP related because we have a lot of MEP people in our team as well. Now over to you, Sheetal. Would you like to please take us through what is the theme and what are the next things that's coming up?
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My powerful real woman from 14 cities across India. And welcome to our monthly meeting, and welcome to our new members also. Shortly, we will introduce them. So please gear up, save the date for our upcoming conclave, which is in March, celebrating women in construction. And this time it is bigger and better because we have Real Woman Awards also. So we
Should
are
I click the video? Wherever you tell
yeah,
me, I'll
we are,
click.
yes, we are expecting some, we will give you lot of surprises about this. So first start with first surprise, which is the theme reveal, which we are doing now. So yes, this is the theme. The theme is up. So everything is going to be around up. The only way up, the only way is up. So we will slowly reveal much about this theme, but I want all of you to attend, and please get more and more women in construction to attend this event for us. And all of you who are not in Mumbai, please book your tickets today itself. Yes, next. So these are our success stories. Our very own Raji Iyer, she got this award, SME 500 Singapore award. So please clap, clap, clap for her. Neetu also got awarded. Ria Kashliwal, she got a certificate of appreciation for being a trainer for building energy stimulation. Then our Khushbu was a panelist in Urjavaran 2024, and her firm got awarded. And Tina Mittal, she also got awarded. So clap, clap, clap for all the successful and enterprising women here. And these are our partners. And this last month we signed MOU with Shilpa. Shilpa is attending today, but right now she won't be able to talk about her organization. But Cuboid Skills is a pioneering platform that empowers working professionals in the construction and design industry. So we will hear more from Shilpa. I think Shilpa, you will have to talk more about it. Probably next meeting, be prepared for that. Yes. So let's welcome our two amazing members. So Sonam and Netra. So we will start with Sonam first. Sonam, quickly you will have to introduce yourself, your city, your company name, and what you do. Over to you, Sonam.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for having me. So I kind of joined you because of Madhulika, ma'am. So I'm very grateful to her. I've been working with her for almost 2 years now. So I'm Sonam Maheshwari. I belong to Raipur, Chhattisgarh. Also, I'm the first member from the region. I am co-founder of Constructivist, which is a sustainability based consultancy and with the edge of technology. So we have been developing climate resilience solutions with ML and AI. So I work with green building certifications, LCA, ESG, yeah, ESG reporting, environmental management systems. I have a master's degree in environmental engineering from BITS Pilani and a diploma in environmental law and policy from NLU Delhi. And basically, I am a civil engineer. I started my career with Hero Motocorp, and I also like designed an EV for them, which was working in with the like solar panels. So yeah, that is about me, and I'm really happy to be a part of it, and I have a lot of ideas. I have been sharing it with your with Sheetal ma'am for a while, so I hope we can implement it and make a very good community, even in the places which are far from like metro cities. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sonam, and we are looking forward to hearing more from you. Uh, so our next member is Netra. She's from Bangalore. So Netra, please introduce yourself.
Good morning, everybody. I'm really happy to be here. So, I have been a member of the community for some time. I was not a registered member. I'm I'm born and brought up in Bangalore. I'm a local Bangalorean, fourth generation Bangalorean. I've done my diploma in architecture and bachelor's in architecture, and I moved over to design management. I have been with the corporate real estates, largely IBM and Accenture, and also had a stint with some developers for some time. My subject matter expertise is corporate real estate, strategy planning, stakeholder management, coordination. Presently, I was on a hiatus for 3 years. Thanks to COVID, life changed like the way I don't know it would change. So I'm just getting back slowly and steadily into the foray of my career again, and I have started with accessibility consultancy. I work on RPWD guidelines and accessibility guidelines, and I'm largely into audits of the built facilities and due diligence of the new facilities. I've worked on projects like Boeing and IBM, and work is still going
Okay.
on with a couple of more clients like JPMC, etc. So that's me. I'll be very happy to take you all through what accessibility is if you all are interested anytime.
That's a very nice idea, Netra. I'm going to catch you for that.
Great.
Sure, sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Netra. Can you go next, Raji?
Yes, sure. Membership
Okay.
benefits.
So I think Raji has already covered this, but for the visitors, these are our membership benefits. We have access, members get access to recorded sessions, then opportunity to publish your work-in newsletter, business growth and job opportunity through networking, then support network for powerful women in the industry, and opportunity to join the mentorship scheme. This is the QR code you can scan to join this community.
Yeah.
Next.
Thanks, Sheetal. Madhulika, are you there? Okay, so while Madhulika joins, today's speaker, now we're coming to the main thing. So today's speaker is Amita, and she's going to talk about the three P's. I'm not supposed to tell you what the three P's are till she tells you herself. But believe me, it's a very exciting presentation, and Amita is a boss in this. So I'll ask Madhulika to introduce Amita. Madhulika, are you there? I'm not able to see the screen, sorry.
Uh, Raji, it's okay.
Okay,
I guess
so
I
let me just introduce Amita quickly. We all know Amita. All of you must be knowing Amita. She's part of the core team and she's been part of this journey from the start, from the time we started. So Amita is the co-founder and director of Trueinsight Private Limited, a business process and cost advisory company based out of Thane. She did a master's in construction management from NICMAR, and she was the first lady engineer to be recruited by L&T. Okay, so that's a huge thing for us to have Amita with us, and she has designed gigantic mega projects like the Lavasa townships, Bandra Worli, Bandra
Bantavarli
Worli
ceiling. Yeah,
Sea
Bantavarli.
Link, sorry, Bombay Pune Expressway, and she has more than 30 years of experience. And Amita has always been my go-to person when I'm stuck in business in certain processes. So I'm trying to figure out how to join the dots. And that's when we told her, I have been hounding her to do this session for a long, long time. Can you please? Because what I see in, all this is her technical and all that stuff. But what I see Amita as a person is the amazing clarity of thought that she has on things. She's one of, she's we have those four types of people. Like she's one of those types who will, if you give her a set of information, she knows how to put them in the right brackets, and she'll connect the dots sort of very easily, and it'll make it sound as if, oh my god, it was so simple to do it. She has that capacity to put everything in a very simple way and help you kind of understand where you're going wrong and what you should do. She's got a super analytical mind. So I'm going to hand over the mic to you, Amita. I'll run the slides for you. Please let me know. And we are all definitely excited to listen to you now.
Yes. So thank you so much, Raji. So Raji, I cannot see people, but whatever you
You're
said
not,
that, yeah. No, how do I see this? Okay, so
you can't see the screen.
I can see the screen, but also, as we said, that we'll like to see the people also, right? Because I don't, it's not a presentation, it's more of an interactive session because everyone must be already doing this, is my guess.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me a moment. Yeah, I can see that. So, girls, basically, good morning, everyone. Congratulations to all of you who have got awards, and welcome to Netra and Sonam. Good to hear that one of them is a civil engineer. So I feel nice when civil engineers join this community. uh, yeah, so we are very few over here, right? So. थोड़ा बढ़ता है ना. So today when we are talking about it, we are going to talk about annual operating plans.
Let me go.
Just can you raise hands? How many of you do annual operating plans? Shefali, not you, because you must be already doing your, PL. Or can you just say yes in the chat box so that I know how many of you are already doing it?
I'm not able to add, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. So today we are going to talk about annual operating plan. Before jumping to 3 Ps, we'll just answer the the 6 questions. So the 5 Ws and 1 H, which is what, why, where, when, who, and how. You people can definitely contribute because I would like to hear your views also. And the reason why I'll be able to speak on this is that 25 years of my experience I have been in corporate, and fortunately or unfortunately, I have been a part of the corporate budgeting team, and so I have seen all the ups and downs and the going ahead and coming back. All kind of scenarios I have seen in 4 different organizations. Yes, when I started my own company, this is also one of the things which we do it very vigorously and rigorously. So, Raji, next slide, please. Most of us are business owners. There are some people who are from corporate. So this was the question, how many of us do AOP? Yeah, and you will wonder why many line dala hai. This question my husband asked me, why have you put a line over here? I said, we are line in our businesses, so we stand for that. Okay. So what is AOP? So AOP ka full form is like annual operating plan or annual operational plan. Raji, can you go click once? Everyone is aware of this? Can you just raise hands because I want this to be more interactive? Yeah, a few of them, yes, definitely they know what is annual operating plan. So just to give you a perspective, how you come to annual operating plan. So when we have formed our companies or when we are looking forward, we establish our vision. So even the Real Women Global Community has got a vision. when we talk about vision, vision is something where we want to be a few years down the line, or that is what where we want to reach out. So vision is a very large thing as such. Rashi, can you go again, click on one thing? Okay. So vision is the big picture, which is absolutely long term. Now, long term can be defined individually or for the company, or depending upon what you really want to achieve. Now, when this vision we are talking about, how to achieve that vision, then we definitely make some plans. So, when we were talking about the Real Women Global Community last year, we talked about, we had big discussions, not last year exactly, around 1.5 to 2 years back, that what should be our vision, what should be our mission, and what we should do to achieve this kind. So we establish our vision for Real Women Global Community. You all must be doing this for your individual companies also. So vision can be, that you want to be amongst the top 5 MEP consultants, or amongst the top architects, or your vision might be that I want to design this many million square feet, or I want to handle this many projects, or I want to have a turnover of this much crore. So it can be varying from company to company, from an individual to individual. Now, when we are talking about the vision, you just talk about something long term. Just one step before that, to achieve this vision, we talk about long range planning. So LRP stands for long range planning. So this vision, if we have to break it down to certain milestones, that becomes a part of your LRP. Now, everything cannot be achieved at the click of a button, or just clicking something like that. So to actually achieve that, you have to take some small baby steps. The small baby steps, or a focused operating plan, a short-term plan, which is the tactical framework actually about how you go ahead, is the AOP. Okay, any questions on this till now? Anyone? You can please, आप अपने please open करो, mute ना रहो, please. I would like it to be more interactive. Okay, it's all clear. So Ranjan has said that it's all clear. So AOP is something which is short term, which is, having a period of 1 year. So that is called as annual. So since it is annual, it's 1 year. It's a short term. LRP is something long range plan, and which is around 3 to 5 years, depending upon organization and what their plans are. And vision is your big picture. Now, AOP, again, annual plan, 1 year. Why you say it has to be 1 year and not something on a quarterly basis? No, AOP is for 1 year, because it is something when you take some steps to actually see the results, it takes some time to, right? So that's why we focus on the annual operating plan. Of course, we have to visit it, revisit it, tweak it as and when necessary. Aji, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I am basically a planner. So I started my journey in L&T as a planning engineer. For me, the 3P stands for plan, plan, and plan, because planning is actually planning and monitoring, replanning. No, but over here we talk about 3Ps, which are plan, prepare, and prosper. So when you plan, you are clear about what you want to do. Prepare is actually putting that into action, and the outcome of it is that you are prospering. So that is why the 3P stands for plan, prepare, and prosper. Raji, next slide. मेरा चित्र क्यों नहीं आया? ठीक है. Okay. So when we are answering the question, so we talked about annual operating plan. So you have to do once a year. How of you have done it till now for your April to March 26 plan? How many of you have completed? Okay, Raji has done. Anyone else? Anyone else who have done it? Okay, Ria is saying no, she has not done it. Okay, fine. So people who are working in corporates must be already doing it. They must be already undergoing that cycle of annual operational plan. Someone has said not yet. Shefali is saying not consistently, work in progress. So good to receive this. So this is once a year. It's not too late. If you start it now, you will be ready with your plan by March, and to actually roll it out from April to March 26. Who are to be involved? Who should do this? So all stakeholders. Whether it is a big team or small team, the call is yours. If all are involved in it, there is a kind of ownership from the members, from the team members, and it becomes very easy to make them responsible and accountable for it. So the call is yours. Again, I'm saying is that whether you want to involve everyone or you want to involve your first line of leaders, or you have to go one line down. So that call is yours. Where, of course, in individual organizations. So these are the 3 W's which I have answered over here. Raji, next slide, please. Okay, so this is the slide where I can speak for hours on this. Okay, so Raji, you'll have to tell me when the time is over and I have to stop speaking.
Yeah.
And again, this has to be interactive. I would like to hear your experiences so that then we can make this more meaningful. This slide is divided into 3 parts. One is what goes in the annual operating plan, the process which has to be followed, and what is the outcome of it. How many of you actually do only revenue planning? Anyone knows their order backlog?
So when you say order backlog, you're saying like how much more work will go out, how much you can make that way?
No. So your order backlog is basically whatever orders are in your hand and what is the work to be done. So order backlog is like, आपके पास कितना orders का backlog है, which you have to actually do in whatever the next period. Maybe it is a 1 year or 2 years or 3 years horizon. So how many of you know? I say Jiffy mein apna. Everyone should make a list of their projects. They should make a list of what is the value of the project and how much has been built or how much has been done and how much is balanced. That is the first step when you start doing the revenue planning. Okay. Now I'll just tell you how the vision, LRP and AOP will flow. So when I was working with one of the construction companies, at that time the turnover of the company was around 1200 crores. And we had a big workshop and we decided that in the next 5 years, we have to achieve a turnover of 5,000 crores. So when we talk about 5,000 crores, that needs to be broken down कि अच्छा मुझे 3 साल में कितना करना है, 3 साल में करने के बाद how much I have to do on an yearly basis. Now you cannot, for achieving 5,000, it is not like that, कि you will do 1,000 this year, 2,000 next year, 3,000. It doesn't happen. So that also needs to be planned, because what you have in hand, what is your capability of your output, that will also govern how much of the turnover or how much revenue you will generate. You people can correct me if I'm wrong anywhere, or you have got some different ideas about this. Okay, so Shefali says that she is aware of unsold inventory and work to be done. Shefali, I understand your revenue must be getting booked only when you are getting your OC in. But then everything of this goes, I guess, till that date, whatever is happening, it goes and sits in your work in progress. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's a WIP till then.
It's WIP. Yeah. So when we talk about revenue planning, it is also what you have in hand and also what targets you set for yourself to achieve your long-term vision, whether it is in terms of turnover, whether it is in terms of output, or where you want to stand. So that is what is your vision, which is broken down into LRP and then in AOP. So in AOP, maybe you will decide that I want to do a turnover of 15 crores. Okay, so that might be your start point. So when you start with that, you know how much work you have in hand. Also, you can specifically talk about, or you can specifically project how much you can achieve in the 1 year. Now, how do you plan this? How can I achieve in the next 1 year? So you people have been working in this industry for a long time. So you will be also knowing, there are certain norms. We call it as productivity norms. So how much revenue can a person generate on a monthly basis? That can be one of the factors. Or there might be, okay, I have got a team, like, for engineering team or an architect team, I say that a senior leader with 4 say junior architects or 4 junior engineers and a team of say 4 draftsmen can do this much square feet of drawings or this much square feet of design, then that becomes your unit for deciding basis on what manpower you are having to project how much turnover you can achieve. Now, when I said how much you can achieve and you have already how much you have in hand, and at that point of time, you will realize that how much more work you have to get it from the market to achieve that kind of turn. So has anybody done this? So, in between, one of my friends, we were discussing about this, and suddenly she said that, okay, uh, I'm not getting the visibility of the next year. So then I asked her, have you started on your BD? Have you set your targets? And that actually triggered for a very long discussion, a very lengthy discussion. And then she realized, no, I need to take steps right now. I said, yes, because BD also, it has got its gestation period. There will be a strike rate. If you are going to quote for say 10 projects, or you're going to quote for say 5 projects, you might get 1 project or 2 projects in it. Maybe you have a good tie-up with some industry or some client, and you are ensured that those projects are there. But you may have to reach out to them and ask what their plans are for developments or anything else. So this, when we are talking about this AOP, this also triggers such kind of decisions, or such kinds of thoughts about what you need to do to achieve your targets. So I talked about revenue planning. Budgeting, I guess everyone must be doing. So budgeting is basically putting on piece of paper, the expenses which are expected for the annual operations. So everyone must be doing it, right?
Yeah.
अपने को पता रहता है अपना रेंट क्या है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी क्या है, सैलरीज क्या है, everything. Now who don't know that is there are a few contractors. So Alina is there, even Ranjan is there, who are into more Alina is into MEP contracting, Ranjan is in manufacturing. So they will have some parameters, like suppose I am going to do say 10 crores of turnover, then my 60% is going to be my material cost or my production cost. So they will also have such kind of norms. So that also needs to be plugged in. So all expenses needs to be plugged in. Now, many a times what happens is that we reach in a situation, we find that, okay, mera turnover itna hai, mera expenses zyada hai, I'm not achieving my profitability target. Even then you will have to think, okay, then I need to increase my the top line. Or then at that point of time, you will realize that your teams, you are not as productive or as efficient as you wanted them to be. This will also trigger a thought that, do I need to do any organization restructuring? Or do I need to do any diversification? Or do I need to do some strategic thinking, strategically a change in the way we are performing? So this AOP helps in also, picking up the clues for your strategic initiatives. Like, Sheetal, last year, she was focusing on doing digitization. So I guess that also started maybe somewhere, we started talking about in December
Yeah,
23. December 23, we started talking about
Yes.
because she wanted to change the way of working. She was understanding that her business is growing and things are going out of control. She will not be able to speak to 80 engineers at a time. See, when the team is smaller, you are reaching out to many people at a time and you know what everyone is doing. But when your team grows, suddenly you do not know what is happening. So that was the thought process actually which came to her mind, that she wants to adopt digitization. She wants to, digitize her entire processes. And that's what she focused upon in the last year. Or rather, उसका फल अभी मिल रहा है, रोल आउट हो गया मिलेगा फल
So
फल
what,
मिलेगा रोल
what
आउट
we wanted is to get all the quality also on CRM through digitization, where Amita helped us in that. But I think once your business grows, you have to have different strategies, because now last year my strategy was working on systems, because if I have grown to this level, now if I don't work on system well, then it will be difficult. So that's why we were, our last year strategy was that, working on systems and digitization.
So over here, when you are doing budgeting, you will also have to budget expenses for it. So I'll give you an example. Like, I was planning for expansion this year. And so I had to budget for additional rental, additional human power. I knew that I will not be able to get that much turnover from them. It is going to be a sunk cost. But internally, I know that I have to be prepared on 1st of April 25 to handle so many projects and so many square feet of development. So this thoughts came when we were discussing this in last February 24, when we were reviewing our operating plan. And one more thing, what comes, when you are actually putting this on paper or somewhere, say in Excel sheets or Word documents, anything, you realize that there are some risks associated. You come to know, okay, I have got this project, but there is likely a chance of this to go into cold storage because I'm not seeing any movement on this, or the client has not reached out to me. Or like, in case of Ali, NCR तो typical है in construction, in November, December, पूरा construction बंद हो जाता है because of pollution and everything, because it's fog होता है, बहुत ठंड होती है, it becomes cloudy, people, it's not visible. Construction adds to that pollution, so construction is stopped practically in November and December in NCR. So you start looking at that this, registering this risk. Okay, if even there is one risk, I have planned a turnover say of 15 crores, but today I have got say 6 crores only as a backlog, and I need to look at it. So if my BD plan doesn't work as it has to be there, then what do I do? So it actually AOP makes you think of lot many things, and not just only numbers, not only the financial numbers कि ये मेरा turnover है, ये मेरा expenses है, मेरा profit है. ये achieve करने के लिए you will start listing down the risk, and at the same time you will start listing down the mitigations also. कि what can I do different so that my plans get achieved? So you will see that your risk assessment is also ready as such when you have completed with your AOP. Any questions till now? Like, what AOP should cover?
I think you pretty much covered most of this, but for certain firms, Amita, wherein we also discussed this, like in June, July, when we started slowing down, and we realized that rainy season is a slowdown, and like you said, for NCR, it is a winter season. So in that slowdown time, also, what can be done? Maybe the AOP can also add certain activities or certain things that can be done either to work on the slowdown, or to see what activities can be done when you're slowing down, or encourage you to look at newer markets.
Newer markets,
That is
yes.
what I did
Yeah.
to get out of this rut that I was getting into the last 2, 3 years in the same month, like June, July, where we used to slow down. So now we've diversified to newer markets, newer countries, and that is helping us offload what happens in India, basically.
So what happens is that actually when you are putting everything on paper, you come to know the engagement of people in your team, your senior leadership, and then you can see, okay, this is the time where I can focus on something else. So even like I'll also say, Raji, that June, July, when you think the market has slowed down, but then definitely if you can take up some projects by say May end, and you can focus on completing the concept designs, because concept design also takes around 6 weeks time or something like that. You can plan for that to be done in that period, and at that period even thoda sa shanti rehta hai in case of contracting companies and developers, because it's raining. So you can focus on more, what has to be done. I'll give you an example. Like, so I was in Godrej Properties when actually COVID ka ye ho gaya. So all our projects closed down. Everyone had time on hand. What happened positively is that we started focusing at that time on our projects and pipeline. We focused on to see everyone was working, all design firms were working, right? So they didn't have the challenge of actually going out in public. People could just hook in their laptop and or computers and start working. So you will not believe, Rajiv, our actually work-life balance went out of the window for us in GPL. Because we started meetings right at 9:30 in the morning until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening we used to have meetings. But it brought a lot of focus, and at that time we picked up a lot of initiatives. So no one knew that this is going to happen. No one knew that COVID is going to bring so much of uncertainty. But then we used that period to do a lot of closet cleaning for the organization. No, there were so many initiatives which we had said, okay, jab time milega kar lenge, jab time milega kar lenge. So that was the thing. Actually, we said, okay, everything has stopped. So let's focus on doing this. And why? Because it is going to help further. It is going to help as an individual or as an organization. It is going to do further. So there were a lot. My team, we rolled out around 7 to 8 processes during that time. We rolled not exactly processes. We also rolled out certain charts for because design and costing goes hand in hand. So like what you should take care of. हमने एक value mapping ka chart banaya and all that thing. We could focus on doing something innovative which was going to help the organization. So, okay, Sonam has asked that how this can be done for a startup into a new domain. Relatively, is it possible to do it at this stage? So, Sonam, the answer is that from day zero, when you have started a company, you have started the company with certain vision. So you will have to on your own write down steps about how you want to go about it. When you start doing that, when you want to go about it, एंड यू स्टार्ट पुटिंग कि ओके मैं आज ये पहले ये करूंगी, बाद में ये होगा, अपने आप आपका एनुअल ऑपरेटिंग प्लान या आपका एलआरपी बन जाएगा.
Also, ma'am, I had a question in terms of budgeting.
हाँ.
Because again, as I wrote, it is like a freelancing thing, again, exploring at times pro bono. So at times we couldn't understand how we should budget things. So even I had proposed an idea of having a whole entrepreneurship kind of a session where I
Okay.
have a lot of questions. So
Yeah.
even in right now, I'm trying to prepare in. Well, of course, we are not someone with a lot of turnover. We are not even having a turnover. But again, like how we can manage, like of course, because I have to learn also. I'm
Yeah.
doing freelancing also, and I'm trying to get into a domain which is not much explored. So there is no reference line where I can go, how to go about planning or what I can even like I have a target, but I don't know if it would hit or not because we are developing a newer product, let's say.
Yeah, I understand. So we will come to that in the later slide.
Yeah.
But you are talking
Okay.
about budgeting is that there will be always sunk expenses, especially when you are starting. Because
Right.
you don't have to look at that. You have to look out how you are going to do the BD and how you are going to actually leverage that for your later period. So you'll have to budget for your expenses of BD. I guess your travel or your meeting people or something of that sort. So अभी आप करोगे, आपको ही you will yourself come to know कि okay, this is the target which I should not cross. So you will keep a watch on it कि okay, if I'm spending, what is the limit to what I can spend this year?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we go to the next one?
Yeah, no, not the next one. I have not completed this slide. I can speak for hours on this slide. I can after I guess I speak on this slide, we don't have to go to the other next two slides also. Don't worry about that. So in the process, there is a you can have a top-down approach or a bottoms-up approach. So top-down is like when you are saying that I want to, you have come to saying I'm going for the top line basically, or say profitability, that I want to achieve a 30% profit this year. So you have to enforce it and tell your team leaders कि okay, मुझे 30% profit चाहिए, आपको जो करना है करो करके. You come up with your plan. So this is something kind of a top-down approach. There is a bottoms-up approach also. Like you tell your teams कि आप आपके plans बनाओ साल के लिए. Then you consolidate and see that where do you stand as an organization. Now, I will suggest that you do one pass each so that you give long-term plans to your team saying that this is how we want to go and let them come back with their plans, and then you should do that tweaking. So there is definitely an approval process in this. The team also down feels ki unki sun li hai, because listening is something which the newer generations want. Right? So if you give them the cognizance of it, if you make them this, they will consider कि ये मेरा plan है, rather than कि ये मुझे की company के top management थोप दिया है. So I suggest that you go do this one pass top down and a bottoms up. Now, similarly, there is this forward and backward pass. So this happens together. So when you are doing an AOP, this will happen together, because when you are doing a forward pass, you will also realize ki, okay, I am falling short of say 1, 2, 3. Then you will do a backward pass again to see ki if I am not meeting these things, then what do I need to change in my earlier plan? If I'm not meeting this, what is changing this? I'll give you an example. Like, suppose I am currently I'm a 1.25 crore turnover company. Now 1.25 crore for me in 4 years is a good turnover. I understand, because being a cost consultant. But when I want to say do a 3 crore turnover, I have to see that how much manpower I have to hire. I do not have. So I do a forward pass saying, okay, मैं इतना fast be I will not be able to hire people, because I will not hit the jobs concurrently. And then I do a backward pass. Suppose I have this many people, then how much is the turnover which I can achieve? So did you understand the difference between forward pass and backward pass? It is like you're going ahead and you're doing the backward integration. Now, in case of Ranjan, I will say that, okay, you talk about कि मुझे इतना करोड़ का turnover करना है तो मेरा manufacturing इतना बनता है. Then do I really have that much production facility? If not, you will come to a strategic decision saying that I want to enhance my production. So this is what will happen where your all things will get tied together. Shefali, any thoughts on this? You want to add something more? Shefali, are you there?
Somebody was.
Okay, fine. Anyone wants to add over here their experiences when they have done their plans? Have they reached any such roadblocks, and then what thoughts they had?
So typically, for people like us, I think I can speak for most of the architects and designers like us, wherein there is always a sudden rush of projects and there is low on staff, or there is a lot of staff sitting and less work. Okay, so this constant drama keeps happening in many firms, and we can't kind of, we try to put projects in pipeline, but it's always the client comes to say, I want it now, kind of a thing. So there are certain days that you are low on staff. So I realized about 2 years ago after doing my IM course, with your resource allocation, not everybody has to be on a payroll. You need
Yes.
to collaborate. You need to have certain teams that can be off, remote working for you, and can be plugged in when you have this sudden rush of projects. Obviously, there has to be a trust level and you do your due diligence. But that is something that you can do, which doesn't then stress you out. My God, I have so many salaries. My God, I have so many things to do. And you start becoming, you have too much of expenses, and then you can't say no to certain clients. You should be having the power to say no at any point in life.
Yeah,
So,
right, Raj. Absolutely right. You are bang on it. So you that comes as a part of when you are doing your AOP. You feel ki okay, you find out during your planning process itself that I might have to sublet some work to get this work done instead of paying a fixed salary. Maybe I go with this, balance between outsourced resource and in-house resource. So
correct.
that also becomes an input for your annual operating plan. So this is the process what we talked about, and the outcomes are targets, roles, and responsibilities lined up. You get the resource requirement. Resource requirement is not only manpower, but you also come to know whether you're going to fall in for sure, short in cash flow anytime, or you want to go for any laptops or any upgradation in your system. So all this will come out of your annual operating plan. Risk assessment and mitigation plan is ready. So whenever that gets triggered, you know what has to be done, or you have something readily available as a reckoner for you that this is going to happen and I have to be prepared for it. So it's a roadmap and an action plan for you to put everything, all this kitchen together for you to take the next steps. So any questions till now?
Yes, I have one.
Yeah.
Hi, Amrita. I'm Rashmi Kolatkar. I'm an environmental consultant. So,
Yes, Rashmi.
what I wanted to discuss is that it's like when we do AOP, if it is for manufacturer or anyone else, it can be like very objective and they can achieve it as per that. But in consultancy, what happened that our product is report. So what we do, we ask our the level 1 and level 2, level 1 to do the rest, because I am an entrepreneur. So I'm just asking level 1 to process these things. But it is very hard for us to establish a kind of culture, work culture. Means even if we put this target, uh, it becomes like everyday job to push them up and all these things. So I'm just getting like how can we put it objectively in this kind of consultancy?
So objectively, in terms of when you're talking, it is again the top down and the bottoms up approach. So when once you start doing a bottoms up approach where you make them feel that you are a part of all these discussions and decisions for the company, then they feel that they are also an owner, a partial owner of this company. Yeah, Sheetal, you add something.
I'll add to this because what we do now, Rashmi, you will have to involve you will have to make a core team, like Real Woman has a core team, right?
Yes.
Similarly, within your organization, you should have a core team, and you have to discuss with them and make them part of it. When you're taking annual goal, no,
ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತೀನಿ
to
ಅಂತಾನೆ
make,
ಹಳೆ ಫೋನ್ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತಾ
so
ಇದೀನಿ
then only they will
ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ
own it,
ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತೀನಿ
right?
ಅಂತ ಹಳೆ ಫೋನ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ
Is that?
Sorry, please mute.
So you will have to make them like, see, right now, if you ask me, we have three plans. We have taken a financial goal, then we have a goal of upskilling, and we have a goal of this CRM upgradation. That is the systems we are working on this. So this they have to make. So together we have taken up the goal. Even financial goal we have taken up together. It is not only by founders or directors. It is by the whole team. Then only they will own it. So you'll have to make them part of your decisions also.
Absolutely.
Sure, Amrita and Sheetal, I'll just add to another point, and this is something that we've succeeded is, and to address the query raised, is we take that target, and just when you're talking about roles and responsibility, the whole idea is quantifying to the lowest level of number, right? So for example, of course, I think the data being shared here is more from a service industry, and I think from a construction perspective, it's a product industry, right? Where everything can be measurable and quantified. As if a target is not quantified. And this was one of the sessions that we did a while back, which was
KPI.
on goal setting, right? And the two things that I took away from that was the goal has to be specific and measurable. And किसी की गर्दन होनी चाहिए line पर. And that's and I've realized that if somebody's neck is not on the line, then it's like a football match.
Yeah.
Everybody is playing, but nobody knows, but only one goalkeeper is responsible for ensuring goal does not get striked. Right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Shefali. So Shefali has already mere 2 points chura liye, which were there on the last slide. So it's okay.
And in fact, Rashmi, you will have to. So this goals are again shared with everybody. So by all 80 people, they know about this goal.
Yes.
So once we set it, then it is shared with everyone, and they are all part of it now.
So maybe you might not share the financial information, but you might share something in terms of, how many reports do you want to publish and how many, projects you want to take up. So they feel that, okay, they have to take steps towards that, basically.
Yes, yes, they should have a clear path also.
Path also, yes. So one of the outcomes of when I talk about roles and responsibility, I did not talk on this slide, but one of the last slides talk about that this can be resulting into your KPIs and KRAs. And as Shefali talked about, that goals have to be measurable. This can be broken down into something which is measurable, which can be revisited. Raji, कहाँ गई slide?
अरे पता नहीं क्या हुआ, suddenly I lost. एक मिनट रुका.
Yeah, fine, no problem. So when we talked about these outcomes and all, there are a few things which you have to keep in mind. Plans are made, but plans need not be necessarily. Raji, you can go to the next slide.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you are making plans, you see to it that you make a pessimistic plan, an optimistic plan, and a most likely plan also. Most likely is what you will generally achieve. अपना खुद का gut feeling रहता है कितना हो जाएगा. Pessimistic, अरे हम लोग तो हमेशा बोलते थे, कि as I gave you an example of HCC where we were at 1200 crores and we were to reach to 5000, हमको तो मिलता था कि भाई आपको अगले साल में ये vertical से 500 करोड़ का turnover निकालना है. So it's totally pessimistic, कि we know internally that it is not going to be achieved. But if you keep it somewhere in mind that you have to achieve that, you at least take steps to doing that. So you'll not believe, in one of my earlier companies, we had a rating system of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for all your KPIs and KRAs. So if the जो pessimistic का goal रहता था ना, उसका rating सबसे highest रहता था, and that was incorporated in our goals. So Rashmi, ये भी है, even if we know that we are going to fail, we have made people responsible for it just so that it remains in the back of their mind.
Yes. Maybe that is carry forwarding for next year and
next year. Yes. So always also don't keep this in mind that we are always correct. By we can also go wrong. Something we have planned for, say, 2 months, 3 months, it doesn't happen. It might change. I talked about productivity. Productivity will change from industry to industry. In case of consultancies, it will be more man-month driven. In case of contractors, it will be more labor driven and methodology driven. Also, you need to take a pause. You need to take an outside in view. Now, so outside in view is what we did in, when you are doing a tops down approach or a bottoms up approach. So you have to look at it very holistically. You have to catch up different perspectives. So you come to know about what more risk can be there or what can go wrong in the plans. Rajan, next slide. So we talked about plan and preparing, and this is Prosper. So for Prosper, when it is the actual AOP which is getting implemented, so you are aligning the stakeholders, you are defining KPIs. Shefali talked about it. You are breaking down it into work. So like we were discussing, मैं राजी के साथ जब when we were discussing, we were saying कि राजी you plan कि इसका schematic design कब complete होगा, इसका concept design कब complete होगा. So we broke down certain projects into milestones or work breakdown. Even Sheetal does that. I'm aware about that. Alina must be also doing it. She must be actually making project plans for completion of projects. So this is, you are creating a roadmap for achieving those milestones, as well as hence ये सब आप मिला के जाओगे तो top you will be achieving your annual operating plan or your targets. Does it end over here? No, you have to continuously monitor it. You have to continuously track it, review it, because you will not know if you are moving away from the path, you are still on track or everything. So continuous monitoring, be it in weekly meetings or monthly meetings, it needs to be done. Tweaking. So tweaking is the next thing, which on a quarterly basis, you have to take a stock that are we really going to achieve it? If I have to go, if I need to achieve it, do I need to change my BD plan? Do I need to change my HR plan? Do I need to do something different? We also have got risk listed. So if I know that this risk is a low risk. So can I do something to actually prevent it in happening? So you have to look at it from a holistic angle, कि कितना मैं AOP achieve कर सकती हूँ या कर सकता हूँ, and then you have to take a corrective plan. So when you want to prosper, you have to follow these steps very, very religiously. Any questions till now?
Hi, Amita. Shobha here.
Yeah, Shobha.
One thing about these risks that you have mentioned, I mean, most of these things I look at as an internal to the organization. Because how do you take care of the external factors? That means we depend on the client for the entire business. So post-COVID, we have seen that a lot of projects getting shelved or delayed. Like you told, the concept stage, you have a milestone set for yourself and saying that, but things may get delayed. So the payments and other things will also get delayed, or there may be rework done and things like that. So how do we mitigate those risk factors, or can we discuss with this client, saying that what are your plans for this year and bring in some transparency? Does it help?
Yeah, it definitely helps. So you are taking proactive steps. You're going back to the client asking that, are you going to go ahead with these projects? So you know that whether your bandwidth is going to get consumed or not. If it is not getting consumed, if the client comes saying that, okay, no, I'm not going ahead with this project, maybe 1 year down the line, we will relook at it. So you at least come to know, okay, I have to go back to the market and find some other projects. Right? So you have already identified this as a risk that I'm not going to get this project. So you are also putting some actions into place, saying that, okay, I need to go reach out in the market, go and pick up some new projects. So this is, as I said, that AOP is a roadmap. It's a guideline, and you have to keep on revisiting it to see that if you want to achieve it, what do you need to do differently? What do you need to think differently? Now you talked about many projects getting shelved. Then you might think, okay, if this vertical is getting shelved out, can I diversify into something else? Can I look at some different business perspective in totality? You might think, okay, this is giving, you might think of doing a backward integration. Shobha, you are into MEP, HVAC, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, MEP. That's right.
Yeah. So you might think of doing a backward integration, or you might think of going into a different mode. You might go in a design and build mode instead of only a build mode. You might अभी आप HVAC कर रहे हो, आप सोचोगे कि शायद मैं okay, if I add electrical also, it is going to give me some boost. So you'll start thinking differently. Am I making sense, Shobha? I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, in fact, we as developers, we even told our consultants that, this particular project will get delayed for about 8 months or 10 months. So please do not consider that as part of your, so they can always deploy that manpower or some other
somewhere
projects.
else. Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to tell about the transparency.
Yes. So, there was a need in one of my earlier companies is that we wanted to achieve a certain top line and to generate a revenue. Again, constructing projects is a big time. You require anything between 2.5 to 5 years time. So we had to think differently about, what kind of different projects should we bring in, and that actually triggered a decision to penetrate the second level market, the second tier cities, not the metro cities, but also going to the next tier of cities. So even that decision came from one of these discussions which was happening about how we want to grow. And this
Thank you.
yeah. So anyone, any questions more, or we can just go to the next slide? I guess we are aligned on it. Raji, next slide. So obviously it's a roadmap to align goals. Do we agree, all of you, or do you want me to talk about it? Because I guess whatever I have spoken about is more or less concluded in this one single slide. There is one thing which is agility. Why I have added agility over here is that as what Shobha told about right now is that some you might come across such kind of instances, but you are well prepared of it. You are well prepared to take action on it. You have already listed your risks, so you know ki I am going to face such risks, and in your subconscious mind you are already thinking of a solution. Any questions, any thoughts on this? Anyone can share their experiences about how they have overcome certain roadblocks, or how they have done their AOPs, or how successful they have been doing it. Anyone can share.
Amita, do you put any kind of a percentage on the agility? Like, should you keep like up in when BOQ, when we do bill of quantities, we have a 10% contingency. Do you keep like any contingencies? Like adding to Shobha's point also, because
Yeah.
sometimes it happens with all of us. We all are in that kind of a service industry, right? So how much in your experience that agility percentage should be like 10, 15, ki hoga, nahi hoga? How much should you keep a buffer?
Expenses. So see, if you have got certain fixed expenses, you are agility, you are clearly aware about your expenses, right?
हाँ,
Because
expenses ठीक है.
जैसे अभी for yours is mostly salaries is the big expense. Second will be rent.
Yeah.
You don't have something which is related to what work you are doing. Means, जैसे material cost और ऐसे नहीं है, right? So generally we build in 5% contingencies overall when we are doing such kind of things. But you already know what your expenses are there. Then you can actually take decisions कि भाई मेरा ये turnover नहीं आ रहा है, तो where should I cut down? So should I cut down? Say many companies, they have bonuses inbuilt in the system. Then you get an idea, okay, then I need to relook at the bonus. Suppose I'm not achieving this, can I cut down on the bonus, or can I cut down on the expenses for my say travel, conveyance, travel, what is happening? So this will you will start looking at it when you are seeing how much you have achieved, how much you had planned against that. If there are any shortfalls, what do I need to do it differently? What do I need to actually change in my style of working?
Correct. And
So,
for the growth part of it also,
growth part, तो Raji, you have to
like
take
do you keep an agility percentage? I'm saying for the
person.
growth.
Yes. नहीं वहाँ पे क्या होता है ना Raji, इसीलिए I talked about a pessimistic plan. So when you are doing a pessimistic plan, you have already said कि मेरा जो भी है उससे मैंने कुछ तो ज्यादा प्लान किया है.
अच्छा.
Yeah. So
Amita,
Sheetal was saying something.
Shriti has
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I have done my AOPs sometime and may not have done it as scientifically as you did. So even I was noting down a few points, which was very interesting. So one of the things that I mitigate, so when I'm an architect basically, so I have certain planning, like how much square feet of each project we should try to get in every year. Now, obviously, it does happen that some large scale projects typically go into a timeline crisis or some other thing. Then what I do to mitigate is target the low hanging fruits or the smaller scale projects which can get done quickly and to reach our target
Perfect.
figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
that
that also is a thing that you identify your, scales of operations and divide your time between them. So that if the larger projects go on stall, you can make that up with smaller projects because they move quickly.
yes, perfectly. So you said it perfectly. So I talked about, that when we were thinking about we want to generate more revenue, then in that case, what happened is we thought about what kind of projects we need to bring in. So that is what exactly you did.
Yes, yes.
So that is fantastic. So once and actually, when all team members are also coming, you get very different perspectives. So it also helps. So I personally believe that it has to be a very collective effort where people are open for discussions and they have got open minds to accept whatever is coming. So, Raji, this is also a perfect example of agility, looking at different projects to mitigate your shortfalls in some areas, looking at low-hanging fruits or quick turnover, quick profit booking kind of projects, which you can add to your kitting.
Correct. Yeah. Hmm.
So I guess I've already stepped beyond our regular time. So sorry for that, but thank you so much for being here. And if you've got any questions, do reach out to me. I I will advise as per my capability and capacity uh, with whatever knowledge I have currently. So thank you once again. Thank you so much for patiently hearing me out.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amrita. That was very
Thank
insightful.
you, Amita. So
Yeah.
over to
Alina?
Alina for vote of thanks. Alina?
Thank you, Amita ma'am. It was really a wonderful session. And at the beginning of the year, we can, plan out more efficiently because we all talk about being productive, efficient, but these three P's, plan, prepare, and prosper. Of course, we focus on prosper, but we need to, step more two, three above this, especially in my case because we are contracting firm. So these two parameters which you mentioned, budgeting and risk management, so this is what we are focusing more because these two factors just crash down our profit lines. If we don't budgeting and risk assessment are not there in our planning. So for me this year we are incorporating these two things in our plan so that we can have better thing. So I'll implement this, and maybe after a few months I can discuss with you all that what was the
So
result of these parameters. So
any
this was really nice, and thank you everyone for joining us this session. And I would like to mention that architect Shititi Nagarkar and architect Ruchi Jain have joined this session. I shared the links and they were interested. They joined this session. I hope you all loved the session, and we look forward you all for further sessions as well. And of course, our annual meeting on 8th March in Mumbai, TRWGC. So we are all excited to see you there. And we'll be updating more about the events. And here you all. Thank you so much.
Can I say
Rashmi,
something?
yeah.
Thank you. Actually, last in I think around Ganpati vacation, we had a visit in CI headquarter in Hyderabad, and where actually means actually I used to go there because I am an IGBC consultant. So at that time I received one project. And thank you, Real Human Forum. Because of that, actually, I received project for biodiversity assessment of CII, and they have displayed it in yesterday's function. That was 10th January, that their annual function was there, where Jamshed Godrej was also present, and they really liked it, and they means actually they appreciated the work. But thank you, Real Forum. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So nice to know
it
that,
is nice to know,
yeah,
actually. Yes.
exactly. And that's why I say, please stay connected, please talk to each other, call each other, and, keep
Yeah.
sharing whatever you're doing, keep putting it on the groups as well so that we know what you all are up to. You find anything new, interesting, share it with others too. So, like I said, when we grow, we're going together. We all are going up together, and just signing off with the theme of up and up. and we all are wanting to see each one of us growing upwards and in all ways. So please keep in touch as well. And thank you so much for attending today's session. And Amita, well done. Beautifully and very simply put the whole thing. And I'm sure many of us are now put it on the calendar to sit on the AOP on
You
Monday.
should start now.
Which I'll be fine tuning. It is already listed on my calendar for the Monday now. So well done. Thanks a ton, everyone. And stay good, stay connected, and see you all again soon.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Happy
Bye,
weekend.
everyone.
Happy
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.